Hello and welcome to my first Master Duel video. This game just recently came out and Konami just dropped it on us and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Um, been playing ranked quite a bit. Currently they only have ranked up to Plat 1, but that's the highest rank, so I went ahead and did that and played on ladder. I've been really liking the game so far. It's not nearly as expensive as I thought it would be, at least, especially not compared to Duel Links. There are some problems with this game, which is like the ban list is kind of whack, but it does give you the opportunity to play some decks that you otherwise wouldn't be able to the TCG. For example, I've been playing Drytron. I'm gonna, I guess, go through my deck profile here. This is what my Drytron build looks like. As you can see, there are some changes from the TCG version due to the weird ban list in this game that's kind of a mix between the TCG and the OCG. So EVA is at 2, Max C is legal, and of course Ben 10's at 3. And there's also some other crazy stuff going on. But yeah, in my deck, I'm playing 2 EVA. EVA is really good. His reason is limited to 1 in the TCG. The standard combo that I'm going for here, you basically set up Herald of Ultimateness, and you set up Beatrice, and at the end of your turn you send EVA to the graveyard to banish 2 to get switch 1 Herald of Orange Light and 1 Diviner to your hand. And then during your opponent's draw phase, this Beatrice is a quick effect. You do it again, you tip your other EVA, you get 2 more. So that's 4 Omni Negates in your hand with Herald on the board, since it just needs to discard 1 fairy monster, which is pretty insane and very, very hard to play through. It's pretty much impossible. They need cards like Forbidden Droplet or like Kaiju's to be able to play at all. But yeah, for the Drytrons themselves, 3 Alpha, of course, and 3 Zeta, those are your 2 best starters. 2 Gamma. Gamma is also really good. It's the next best one. Gets you 2 bodies on the board, which is great for going into Zeus plays or just continuing with Mu Beta plays. 1 Delta. It doesn't come up as much, but it has a pretty nice draw effect. That comes in handy. 3 Herald of Orange Light. It's basically Cyframe Gear Gamma, so an extremely powerful hand trap that we both use offensively and defensively. Just, for example, stop your opponent from resolving Max C, or to just catch them off guard if you're going second. And speaking of which, we have Max C. Oh my god, this card should never come back to the TCG. I knew it was going to be bad before coming on, before actually playing this game, but I can report that it's even worse than I thought. If somebody drops Maxi on you, you basically have to stop playing. Otherwise, they'll draw like 50 cards and then they will completely destroy you on the next turn. So there are a few exceptions where you can play through Maxi. For example, there is one replay that I'll show where with Herald, where I set up several negates. So even though my opponent draws a bunch of cards, they can't do anything really to me. Yeah, this card is just insanely broken. I'm playing it because obviously if I'm going second, I want to drop it on my opponent, and they have to make the same decision. Stop playing or let me draw a bunch and then get destroyed. And we have Diviner of the Herald 3, this is standard in the TCG as well. 2 Ash. I did want to play 3, it's a way of stopping Max C, as well as obviously a hand trap. But I tried to cut it down to 2 because I felt like I was seeing it a little too often. And I think that worked pretty well for me. So I think it's fine at 2, especially with 2 called by the Graves. And then we have Cyber Angel Natasha. I really miss playing this card. When I was playing Drytron in the TCG, I had to cut Natasha out because Ben 10 went to 1, so it's not really worth playing Natasha. And you have to play 8 to 10 because it's better in a format where you only have 1 Ben 10. But with triple Ben 10, Natasha is freaking insane. Like, this is the kind of card that you read it to your opponent and they don't believe you. They're like, wait, there's no way it does that. There's no way you can steal my monsters permanently and it's not once per turn. Yeah, you can steal up to 3 monsters from them permanently. It doesn't even negate their effects or prevent them from attacking. It just straight up takes their monsters. It's disgusting, and I use it a lot to close out games. I really like this card. And of course, we have Triple Ben 10. This card should not be a 3. It is limited for a good reason in the TCG. There's so many searchers. It's such a great extender. And of course, the banished fodder for Natasha. Yeah, Triple Ben 10 is obviously standard. Herald, I'm going with Herald of Ultimateness. I prefer this version. There is a build where you use pre-preparation of rights with the Herald of Perfection. That one's the level 6. It does pretty much the same thing, but it's not able to negate special summons. I personally don't like the pre-preparation of rights engine because I feel like it's a little breaky. If you draw either the Herald or the Ritual spell, then your pre-prep is completely dead and you can't use it. I'd rather just run preparation of rights and this, but I'm not doing that either. But yeah, this monster is just insane. There's really not too much to say about it. It can negate anything. When I'm going first, my opponent will have like, they usually have 5 cards in hand because they'll usually have like 1 hand trap. So they'll have like 5 cards in hand. I'll have 4 Omni negates. And on my board I'll have IP Masquerade, so they literally have no way of playing through it without powerful board breaking cards. Yeah. Very impressive. Foolish Burial is just another way to get to a Drytron name. I added this one later in the season. I like it. It's a really good card. And it's versatile because you can also send Evo with it. So it's a way to get to anything that you need at the particular time. And it doesn't lose to Droll and Lockboard. Cyber Emergency, of course, and Nova. More really good generic searchers. And Ritual spell, I just play 1. There are times where I felt like I would have been better off with 2, but there's something that I feel comfortable cutting here. I didn't want to play over 40. 2 Called by the Grave. This card is insane, and I can see why it's limited in the TCG. They gave us 2 for some reason in this game, so I played 2. Stops. Again, it's also very versatile. And obviously, you're going to be using it to stop Maxi or Ashes most of the time, but you can also just use it in other weird ways against your opponent that they don't expect. And then Forbidden Droplet, this is the main board breaking card. I'm really glad I played this because, well, for one, I can't afford it in real life. I've never bothered to buy it because it's like over $100 per copy. But in this game, you can just use any 3 UR tickets, which are relatively cheap to get. Like for dismantling each ultra rare card, you get 10 for the standard ultra rares. If they're like a glossy version, you get 15. And you just need 30 to generate 1 copy of any ultra rare, which is really awesome. So it didn't take me long to get 3 Forbidden Droplet, which is an extremely good board breaking card. One of the best ever released. Let's go to my extra deck, I guess. Elder Entity Entis is a good option to have since it's a light fairy. You can send it with Diviner and to destroy a card. You're usually just going to do that when your hand is already pretty good, because otherwise you're going to be sending Herald of the Arclight to get or search a ritual monster or ritual spell. But it's nice to have. I like playing it in Drytrons. Sumbo Nightingale, really good rank 1 play. What you're doing with this is it's primarily used when you're going second and your opponent has stuff on their board that you don't want to deal with, so you just go into Assembled Nightingale, attack them directly twice, and then you overlay into Downward Magician to get 1 more extra Xyz material, and then you overlay into Zeus. So now you have 2 full board wipes that you can do on them. So it's really awesome. Mubeta, of course, the one of the best extenders in the deck. Self-explanatory. Then Karibo. You do have to have this. Sucks that it's an ultra rare. I'm not sure that it should be. I feel like this one could be super rare or something that they gave us in like one of the structure decks, but no, it's an ultra rare. But you do have to have it to be able to access your plays with Nova. Nightmare Phoenix. Go generic blank. IP, you're usually going to try to get this on your ending board. You're usually going to have Herald of Ultimateness plus Beatrice plus IP Masquerena. And then during your opponent's turn, you have the option to go into Nightmare Unicorn and bounce one of their cards, or shuffle it into the deck. Then Union Carry. This is another card that is banned in the TCG, but is legal in Master Duel. This card is also really insane and really versatile. There are lots of different things you can do with it. I've seen versions where you run like Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, or you run like Bee Buster Drake. You can equip your Herald of Ultimateness with that to make it unaffected by all spell effects. But the way that I've used it primarily in this deck is to equip Eva. It's like it comes up fairly often, I would say. And being a machine type monster, you can also tribute it with Medionis Drytron, the ritual summon Herald, for example. And then you send the Eva to the graveyard when you do that, and then you get an Eva Search. Really, really good card. And then Access Code Talker, the big finisher of the deck. If you have Burl Sword Dragon, you can play that, but I do prefer Access Code Talker overall. An extremely good card. Yeah, that is basically the deck profile. So I guess in the next part of the video, I will show some replays that I had on ladder. Okay, so here is the first replay that I have. This one kind of showcases playing through a bunch of interruptions. My opponent is playing Unchained, like normal summons, Aruha, whatever it's called, and then sets 3 passes. He ashes me on Alpha, which is pretty typical. I don't know the quickest way to quickly this replay system, but... And then he does Called By on Ben 10, that hurts a lot. Typically you want to resolve Ben 10 multiple times per turn. You have some gas left in the tank, so Alpha Zeta. Having Nova, I think this too. No, here I'm just going to. I know he has 2 set, and I'm pretty sure Unchained has a trap that can pop your card, so I'm going to go for Assembled. I'm going to go straight into Zeus. I don't want to risk going for Downward Magician and then getting popped on that. So I decided to go straight to Zeus. He impermed me, unfortunately. Okay. The animations are really cool. The way it shows the chains resolving is nice. Here we go, Delta, they're gonna draw. We're going to Ash. It's really nice. Because these guys love floating and they get destroyed. By himself, he strikes to summon. Surprised that he held it this long. I thought he would do it on Zeus. Huh. There he is, Extravagance. I know he doesn't have much here, so I'm just gonna take the risk and Ash it. I don't want him to draw 2. That could be the right decision. Pass the turn. Here, also one of the nice things I forgot to mention with Zeus, I don't think I'd do it here, but since it's a machine type, you can also attribute it to Ritual Summon with Medionis Drytron. Another one of many reasons to play Zeus. So yeah, full combo. The Called by the Grave is worn off by now. Get the Ben 10 effects. You know, just fast forward through the rest. Or less self-explanatory. Get another Delta draw because I can. Eva, just in case he has some other crap remaining. Oh yeah, he does actually, because when I destroy the reserve flip, so I wanted to have at least one negate set up. So use here. And at this point it's definitely screwed, so. That's that one. Okay, here's one against the bird deck, I believe. So here I go for Delta first. He has Maxi in the opening hand. Really annoying. I don't want to do too much here. I don't want to do anything with draws. I wasn't sure what he was on at this time. I just go for Drake in his pass. I give him one draw here, but I want to have at least one interruption. So he goes to Bird Call. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to lose this game as soon as I do that. Here I decide to Drake in it's not like ideal, but once they summon he's using Cobalt as material, that monster can't be targeted anyways, so I figured you might as well. Otherwise you can just go for Zeus and but here he goes for Omen. Go banish. Breaking it. Oh yeah, by the way, this was when I was playing Breaking It. I took it out eventually. I don't think it's all that great, but a lot of people do still play it. Okay, so here he goes for more, so I'm even more sure that I'm gonna lose because he's gonna summon Apex Avian. He has an Omni Negate. So here I top deck another Nova, which is actually really nice because he actually negates this one. He takes the bait. Nova says you can only activate this card once per turn. He negates the activation, so I can activate the other one. The first one was never activated. That's how that works. Definitely want to know that. Here we go for Union Carrier play. It just seemed like the best in hindsight. Yeah, in hindsight I still think it is. Probably. So I choose to go for Natasha here, because Natasha is crazy. And I want to steal his monsters. I want to steal his Omen to beat over a Simorgh, because I don't want him to resolve Simorgh again. That would be really bad for me. Here, Natasha. Don't forget Natasha's effect to gain life, by the way. It's just 3 life points. And soft ones per turn, so when she comes back to the field, you can do it again. Go for Cerberus, just to pop the Keras. Gary DD grows me for some reason. Good deal. He has Bird Call, but he realizes he can't do anything, so he has another negate. Plus follow up. Okay, so this one is against another bird player. Unfortunately, I'm going second, but I do have Droplet in hand, which is nice. This guy is chooses to go for Bear Brum, so I know he has Revolt, which is pretty big knowledge to have, because it means I'm definitely gonna hold the Droplet. But here, I was pretty confident, and then I saw Maxi, and then like confidence went down the drain. Like, oh, that's not good. But I decided here that he has so much follow-up that if I don't try the Maxi challenge, which is just playing through Maxi normally, I'm gonna lose on the next turn anyways. So I chose to just play it. Go for it. And try to set up a negate with Peril, so we can't see. Yeah, this is one of the this is one of the reasons why you generally don't want to play through Maxis, because he literally top decked Ash. The luck in my hand is really good, so I can play through that. Here goes Revolt, which I knew he had, so I waited for it. I held the Forbidden Droplet for this. It's also really cool how it shows that simultaneous effects on the chain. I like the name. I wish it showed more clearly with the monster's effects are negated though. It just doesn't really show it. You have to hover over it to see like this thing. Could be more clear about that. Like the big red circle. But here, I'm just trying to set up trying to OTK him and have negates on board. So I'm gonna go in for Natasha again. Gain more life points because it's free. Unicorn. Who's not the activate here, so I can negate just in case. And I go straight to the battle phase here. Make access to a Drytron. I decide not to pop this because I don't want to play into, I don't know, Infirm. But he has it anyway. And negate. The only way he can stop me here is if he has another Infirm. I believe that would stop me, but he does not. So I win. I beat the Max Lead challenge. Drytron best deck.